Class 9 children, good morning. All are fine now? Okay. So last week we learned the third chapter, Poverty as a Challenge. Did you learn all? But you have enough of time to learn. Now we are going to learn the fourth chapter as well as the last chapter in economics. Which one? The food security in India. Food security in India. This is our last chapter in economics. Is it clear? Okay. So, what are the topics we are all going to learn under the fourth chapter? The first topic is meaning for food security and its three dimensions. Then why food security. Third one is the how natural calamity affects people. Then the fourth one is the which one is the most devastating famine in India. Next one is the areas still in famine condition in India. Next one is the states in a largest number of food insecure people. The states in which the largest number of food insecure people. Then who are food insecure. Then types of hunger. The last one is the public distribution system and its negative impacts. So these are all the topics we are going to learn. So at the same time, see what is our project work. So children, you have to do at least 10 pages. You have to make the project work. What is the topic of it? That is gather more information about famines of India. This is our project title. So what is your project title? Gather more information about famines of India. Now we are going to learn the meaning of food security. See, enough food grains available for all individuals in a country. So what is called as the food security? Enough food grains available for all individuals in a country. This is called as the food security. Normally we have 3 meals a day. Some people you will have 4 times or 5 times. But in our country, nearly 26% of the people, they cannot get 2 square meals. Even so many babies are going to the bed without that is the dinner. So this is happening. So even 2 square meals is very difficult to get by the people. Is it clear? So enough of food grains available for all individuals in a country is called as the food security. So what are the 3 dimensions of food security? There are 3 A's. The first A is the availability. The second one is the accessibility. The third one is the affordability. Which are the three dimensions of food security? See, 3 A's. The first one is the availability of food grains, accessibility of the food grains, then the affordability. These two, it's in the hands of the government. The last one, it's in the hands of the people. Okay, so come to the first one, availability. Enough food grains. Again, I am saying enough food grains available to all individual. In that way, the government, they have to make arrangement to give the food grains to the people, especially to the poor people. So they have to arrange. It's in the hands of the government. Come to the second A, accessibility, where the poor people nowadays, they are purchasing the food grains from the ration shops. Where the ration shop should be there, the maximum distance should be 3 kilometers. Just imagine, where is your ration shop? Is it above, that is away from your house? Sometimes next to street it will be there. Even the 1 kilometer it will be there. That in what way the government, they have to arrange the maximum 3 kilometers from your residence in that way. Just imagine your house as well as your ration shop. Is it true? Yes. Okay. So in that way, the nearness, accessibility, that is the shop should be very close to you. It should be very near to you to buy the food grain, especially for the below poverty line people. What is the third A? Affordability. That is, it is in the hands of the people. Already we learnt. In what way? At least they have enough amount. In what way the price rate will be there in the ration shop? Not in a reasonable, at a low price rate. Otherwise, in a controlled price rate, the price will be there. Okay. So even the poor people, they have that type of amount to purchase the food grains from the ration shop. So what are the three dimensions of that is of food security? The availability, accessibility, affordability. Availability, enough food grains in the hands of the government. Accessibility, nearness. The ration shop should be very close to you. What is the distance? Maximum distance, 3 kilometers. Affordability means that is the poor people, at least they have the enough of money to buy the food grains. In that way, the thing will be there in the food security. So come to the next heading, that is why food insecure. What is the next heading? Why food insecure. When this will be there? So take two kinds of people. One is called as the poor, other one is the non-poor or the rich people. So poor people, most of their lifetime, they have to suffer for the shortage of the food. They are the food insecure people. They are the food insecure people. But when the non-poor, the rich people, they are food insecure people. So when which situation will create? Okay, see, at the time of natural calamities, Chennai flood as well as now the COVID-19, it is teaching a lesson for us now. Yes, so the non-poor, so even at the time of natural calamities, they are also in the food insecure condition. So that time the government responsibility to supply the food grains. For that one, they have to secure the food grains. Is it clear? How the natural calamity, next heading is how the natural calamity affect the people. So take that as one natural calamity, drought. How the drought will affect the people's life? First of all, what is the reason for the drought? First one is the poor rainfall. What will be the effect? Poor rainfall, what will be the effect? So, which one now? So, there is a poor yield from the land we will get it. This is called as the shortage of food grains. Is it clear? Okay. Due to the shortage of the food grains, so immediately the price will be increased. Price will be increased. So at high price rate, who will buy? At high price rate, who will buy? The rich people, otherwise those who have the money, they will buy. They will buy even at high price rate also, they will buy the food grains. But who doesn't buy that's the food grains? The poor people, because they don't have the money to buy the food grains. So the poor can't. So after that, this creates starvation. This creates starvation. People will starve for the food grains. For the starvation, what will be the next step? What will be the effect? It creates famine. Okay. So due to the famine, next one is the epidemics. Automatically it starts. Then final thing is the deaths. So in that way, the natural calamity, it has a chain effect. First of all, poor rainfall, drought is the natural calamity. How it will affect the people's life? First of all, poor rainfall. Because of the poor rainfall, poor yield will be there in the land. That means shortage of the food grains. So the price rate immediately increased by the sellers. Those who have money, they will buy. But most of the poor people, they can't buy the food grains at high price rate. This creates starvation. Starvation leads to the famine. Then famine, it leads to the epidemics to the people. So automatically people will die in that situation. Is it clear for you? So the natural calamity will affect people's life. So next one, what is called as a famine? The widespread deaths due to the starvation and epidemics. What is called as a famine? Widespread deaths due to the starvation as well as the epidemics. The next one is which one is the most devastating famine in our country? So 1943 in the province of Bengal. 1943 in the province of Bengal, nearly 30 lakh people, they died within a single year of time. During the British time, 30 lakh people, just imagine, within a year of time, they died only in the province of Bengal. Okay. See, next one is which are the areas still they are persisting in the famine condition. In the famine condition. So first one is Kalahandi. In which district? Handi in the Kashipur district in Orissa. Second one is the Baran district. Baran district in Rajasthan. The third one is the Palamu. Palamu. Palamu district in Jharkhand. 3 districts are affected still with the famine. Almost the same condition it persists in that areas. So which are the states are coming under the food insecure? Can you say? So UP states now we are going to learn. Which are the states are still in the food insecure level? UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh and some parts of Madhya Pradesh as well as the Maharashtra. Okay, these type of states, these are all the states, still they are all in the food insecurity. So large number of people are suffering with the food insecure. So which are they? Which are the states? UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, some parts of Madhya Pradesh as well as the Maharashtra. So large number of food insecure people in our country. So next one is that is who are food insecure? Who are food insecure in our country. See, take food insecure. What kind of people are coming under? First of all, in the rural areas. What kind of people are affected? What kind of people are suffering with the food insecurity? Landless people with little or no land, traditional artisans, providers of traditional services, petty self-employed workers, and destitutes, including beggars. So there are the food insecure people in the rural areas. If you take in the urban areas, what kind of people are really in the food insecure condition? So families, those who are there in the ill-paid occupations, casual labor market, that means cobblers, that is the street vendors, cobblers, then those who are in the constructional work, they are suffering with the food insecurity. Is it clear? But generally we can say what kind of people are suffering with the food insecurity. So in our country, that is first of all SC, ST and some of the sections of the OBC. So general level, which are the, who are they? SC people, ST people, some sections of the OBC, they are also coming under the food insecurity. Is that clear? Okay. Next one is we are going to learn the types of hunger. What are the types of hunger? The first one is the chronic hunger. Second one is the seasonal hunger. Chronic, when the diet persistently inadequate in terms of quality and quantity. People till their own lifetime. So continuously they are inadequate food grains in quantity as well as the quality. But seasonal, sometimes people will get it. Sometimes they cannot get it, the food grains. So especially to the farmers, cycles from the food growing as well as the harvesting season, they are all in the food insecure condition. Okay. Next one is so in what way that is that the government of India, they took the initiative for the food security. So in 1960s, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, she initiated the Green Revolution in India. That is a modern farming method. High yielding variety seeds were introduced in our country. So that time only we reached the self-sufficiency in food grains production. Is it clear? So next one is how the poor people, they are all getting the food grains. How the ration shops are supplying the food grains to the poor people, to the below poverty line people. So now we will talk about the PDS. That means Public Distribution System. Public Distribution System. So first of all, the government, they are all procuring. Procurement means in a large amount they are all purchasing anything else. The government will purchase the food grains wherever it is growing in a surplus way. They will purchase and they will supply to the granaries, Food Corporation of India. They are all keeping everything in the Food Corporation of India. They will, in the government granaries, they will keep it. So through the ration shops, they will supply to the people, especially below poverty line. Okay, first of all, the government will purchase from the farmers directly wherever they are growing in a surplus way. and it will be kept in the Food Corporation of India, that is a granary. So there they will process it, then they will sell it through the ration shops. What is the other name of the ration shop? Fair price shop. In India, how many shops are ration shops are there? Approximately 5.5 lakh ration shops are there. 5.5 lakh ration shops are there that is in India. Okay, next one is the what are the negative effects of ration shops? First of all, there are people, those are working in the ration shops, they are diverting the grains to the open market, because try to get better margin, better, that is the amount. So the first one is they are diverting grains to the open market. Second one is the selling poor quality grains. Poor quality grains. The third one is the irregular openings. Openings of the shop. Even still we do not know when they will open, when they will close it. Okay. Irregular openings of the shops. Then regularly they will keep the unsold stocks. They will keep it. See, in Tamil Nadu, 94% of the ration shops are run by the cooperatives. Can you say any other that's a cooperative? So in Delhi, Mother Dairy, it's a cooperative. They all provide milk and vegetable at the controlled, subsidized price rate. Next one is the Amul Cooperative. Where is the headquarters? Gujarat. Which district? Anand district. You know very well about the Amul products. So Amul Cooperative. So who is the father of milk revolution? Dr. Kurian Varghese. He only started that unit. Which are the products of Amul? Amul Cooperative. Amul cheese, Amul butter, Amul ice cream. So many products are there. It is really tasty. Is it clear? Okay, Amul Cooperative. So they are all selling the milk as well as the milk products. The next one is the Maharashtra Academy Development Service. So ADS. This cooperative, what they are all doing? They are all setting up the green banks in different regions. Is it clear? Okay. Do the project. Come to the school. Okay. Thank you very much. Learn more.